All right, you guys, welcome to our team Zoom for April 3rd, 2018. My name is Tracy Anderson. I'm a Gold Elite 2 from the Seattle, Washington area. I know we have tons of new people on the team, so hopefully we've got a number of those people on the Zoom tonight. And this is, of course, being recorded so we can send it out to those that are unable to get on live. But we have a couple special guests tonight. Michelle Teague is our Platinum Elite 3 you're from Tennessee, right? Yeah, the Nashville area, right? And then we also have some of our Director 2s that are going to come on and give us a couple little tips about getting your business started. We kind of thought that being the beginning of the month and after just a huge amount of growth that we've experienced in the last couple of months, it'd be a great time to talk about tips of getting started. And even if you've been here for a while, teaching others how to get started is an important skill to have as well. So it's a topic we need to cover from time to time. So if you are brand new, this is perfect for you. But also if you're not brand new, you're looking for a refresher, you're looking to help others get started, these are going to be great tips for you. We're going to start out tonight with Dana. I'm not sure how to say Dana's last name. It's Mouille, something like that. I've talked to her on the phone before. She's just a doll, and she's brand new. She started in February. And Dana, I'm looking to see if you're on. Is she on? Ashley, do you see her? Huh? You don't see her? Because if you're here, announce yourself. Because if she's not on, then we'll go ahead and start with.
She's waving.
Is she waving?
On. Yes. Maybe unmute your. See where it says the little mic, punch on that, and then unmute yourself.
There she is. I'm here, guys.
Oh, okay. Okay, thanks for seeing that, Michelle.
Yeah, well, I learned by doing the same thing you just did.
Okay. All right, you guys. So Dana just started at the end of February, and she just took off great guns, and she's very excited. So we thought it'd be great to hear a story from somebody who is new, that is experiencing success, and hear what, how Modera is fitting into her life and where she sees it taking her. So Dana, thanks so much for getting on and be willing to share your story. I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you.
Okay, thanks, Tracy. Hi, everybody. My name is Dana Mouille, so everybody knows how to Mouille, yeah. I live in Alberta, Canada, and I am married to my husband now for 7 years. We have 2 little boys. Connor is 4 and Hunter is 3. So I am busy. They're busy. I've been a stay-at-home mom for almost 5 years, and I've been very fortunate to be able to do that. And I've enjoyed it, but I've always wanted, obviously, to contribute, to feel part. We all want to. Like, yes, I contribute. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I'm looking after our boys, but it's nice to know that I can contribute financially to my family as well. So I've always been on the search, looking for something that would fit right with our family. So I did the first time I got into social marketing was 2 years ago. But even I enjoyed it, but I still found myself searching for more. I just felt there's a better way to do it. There's got to be a better business model out there than what I was doing with this company. So I was really drawn to Modera because it allowed marketers to build a customer base. It wasn't just all around recruiting. You had a chance to talk to people, to reach out to people, create this customer base, and you can create your business from that customer base. Because to be honest, after my first social marketing, it was a breath of fresh air. I was recruiting burnout. Like, I was just, you could only hear no so many times. And I really needed the fresh start. And Modera really provided that for me. So I was super happy when I found it. And I liked the business model. I liked everything around it. Loved the team, which I know with my past social marketing experience, your team is huge. It's very important to your success. So I was really excited. So obviously, like most moms that have started this business, we have many whys. Financially is a big one. Being able to stay home with our kids is another big one. But probably my biggest why is my oldest son. Um, Connor was born with a condition called proximal femoral focal deficiency, PFFD for short. Basically, what he was born with a femur, his right femur is 25% shorter than his left femur. And he also has some issues with his ball and socket of his hip joint on the right side as well. It is a spectrum disorder, so he's on the less severe side of it. So we are lucky there. And he is a candidate right now for leg lengthening, so we're very excited, and obviously that's going to be happening soon. He did have his first surgery last fall to repair, to change the angle of his hip joint. And he'll be having 2 more surgeries we just found out this year. So he will be having one probably around June, and then another one late summer. Early fall will be his actual leg lengthening. So before the little guy has to start kindergarten kind of a thing. So it's going to be tough on everybody. It's going to be a big transition because he will have to wear, it's called a fixator on the outside of his leg for a full year. So he'll be doing that all through his school year. So obviously as a parent, knowing your child is going to have a surgery is stressful. And, you know, thankfully I don't have to worry about when he comes home, how do I take time off work? How do I take him to the daycare? He needs certain care when he gets home. We have to watch for certain infections. And I'm thankful I don't have to worry about that stress of it and how we're going to manage, you know, when he comes home after these surgeries. I can stay home with him and I can care for him. So that's a huge thing, and I know I'm just a month into Modere, but I feel already I don't have to worry. Like I'm not worrying about, oh my, maybe I'm going to have to go back to work, you know, as expenses increase. But I'm seeing this as a huge opportunity, and in my first month's success, I have to say I'm comfortable with where I am and where I'm going to go with this company, and I'm comfortable that I'm going to be able to continue to stay in with my boys, and especially, you know, be there to take care of Connor and do the hospital visits and the doctor visits and everything like that. So I'm just super, like, I'm over the moon, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. And that is a huge why for me, is his care and looking after him. So I see so much potential for myself in this company, and the financial possibilities. When I first started, I'm jumping in. There's no hesitation. Let's get at this. Let's see what this can do. Let's push this first month, and continue that momentum for the rest of the months. So I went into it. I treated it as my business. This is a full-time job for me. This is my heart. This is my soul. This is what I'm doing. This is how I'm changing my family's life. So, you know, I sat down, I made a list of contacts. I put everybody down. There wasn't a person that I was like, oh, maybe. No, I put them all down. Because with this product line, I found you just never know what product's going to appeal to whom. So I didn't leave anybody out. I'm like, yeah, I'm sending a message to this person. Yeah, this person. Oh, you know, I have a specific thing that I think you might be interested in. And then I followed up, because people forget about you. You can send them a message, they'll sound excited, and then you don't really hear from them. So it was, I did a lot of follow-up, and you never feel like you're pestering them or you're spamming them, because they actually appreciate it, because we're all busy, and they're like, oh yeah, no, I meant to check that out. You're right. So they get back on and they go check it out and they're like, oh yeah, I'm going to place an order today. So the follow-up is huge. And just stay open-minded. Just don't keep yourself in a box. Don't be afraid to challenge yourself. That's what I learned. Because you just never know what's going to reach a certain person. So put yourself out there is a big thing I did. And just made relationships. Like I've talked to people I haven't talked to since high school. Just because we're all in the same place. We're all the same age. We're all dealing with the same issues. We're all moms, or we're just, you just never know how you're going to reach somebody. So yeah, I just started talking to a lot of people. And then honestly, this team that we're surrounded with is a bunch of amazing people. We're all here for each other. Don't be afraid, ask questions, reach out to the leaders. There's, talk to each other, bounce ideas off. And everybody's here to inspire and coach each other. Like we can all learn something from everybody that has joined, especially in the last little while with everybody that's joined. Everybody's going to bring a new flavor to the company. It's just really exciting. It's really neat to see where it's all going to go. And I'm just really happy to be part of the journey.
Dana, thank you so much. I had no idea that much about your story. We didn't go that much in depth, and it inspires me, and it just anyway, it touches me, and I love how this story, I know, or this company, that can be an answer for you and your family, and you found yourself in a very good place. So thank you for sharing that. I'm sure a lot of people can relate. So we are going to move on now to our Platinum Elite 3, Michelle Teague. So, no?
I said yay. No, I am Platinum.
Oh,
I try hard. I try hard to stay there. I'm not as good as some of y'all.
But she and your husband Rick have been in this industry for over 30 years. So they actually met at a recruiting event. I know we've had Rick on our calls before, but we've got a lot of new people, so they haven't heard your story. But they have become huge mentors of mine and everyone on this team. And they have really shown us the way, and they're very caring and helpful, and always there to answer questions and coach us and guide us and inspire us. So Michelle, thank you so much for taking the time to get on our call tonight.
Sure, absolutely. I love seeing all the faces, real people, not just on Facebook. So hey everyone. And I love seeing Kristen. I love seeing your little babies there, sweet babies. I've seen some other ones on here too. So hey babies, they're so cute. Anyway, so I really appreciate you guys having me on here tonight. I'll give you just a little bit of background on Rick and I. I started in this industry when I was 19. So I've been in it a little while, to say the least. I think going on about 34 years or something like that now. I can't remember exactly. I had a couple of jobs. I hated them. I didn't like working for other people, and I didn't even know what having your own business was. I came from a small town. I think they still have one stop sign there. And so I didn't really understand what it meant to be able to own your business. But when somebody told me that I could, would I be interested in having my own business? I had 3 little jobs, and I was working all the time, and I thought I was going to be a dental hygienist, but I went to work for a doctor, a dentist. And one day as an assistant, he asked me to come in and help pull a tooth. And that was the end to my dental career. I was like, no way, no how, I'm not doing this. So, and I was working at a restaurant one night. For those of you who, run into little girls or people at the restaurant who, have a little bit of personality, maybe, you never know. And some guys walked in from a meeting that they had been to, and it was probably about 11:30 at night. I was tired and did not want to be there. And so when they said, hey, do you want to own your own business? I was like, I have no idea what you're talking about, but yes. And they said, well, there's a meeting tomorrow night. Do you want to go to it? And I said, yes. And so I signed up that next night and went full time within about a month because I didn't need that much money at the time. And yeah, so that's where I met my husband a couple years later after doing that. And you know, Rick was an attorney. He has, wait, I was about to say 2 law degrees, but the man has 3 law degrees. He made up for the ones that I didn't get. And I also had to pay for part of those degrees when we first got married because he went to SMU, and it was like $50,000 for 1 semester or something like that. And I was like, I am paying for what? You paid how much for school? So anyhow, so we talked about it before we got married, and I just didn't want to be married to someone who I'd never get to see and who wouldn't see my kids. And so just bottom line, we made a decision. We love this industry for starters. Love the people, love being around, loved helping people. It just kind of fit our lives. I didn't want to wake up to an alarm clock for as many days as possible, so out of the week. And we just wanted to be around our families. I met some of his friends that were attorneys, and some of them were already married. A couple of them already had kids. And one thing that kind of struck me was that they already didn't kind of were finding themselves in places where they maybe weren't as happy as I thought maybe they should have been, because I always had it in my head, attorneys, they make lots of money, they're just, you know, I had all these small town girl thoughts in my head. And anyhow, but really the bottom line is I just, you know, I looked at them and I was just like, they don't seem to have the life I want. And I talked to Rick about it. I was like, is there any way you could maybe not be an attorney and maybe come do this business, and maybe we do it full time? And we talked about it, and he said yes. And where is Anna? Yes. Happy wife, happy life. And so that's what we did. Homeschooled our kids. All our girls are grown. We have 3 beautiful grandchildren. Their ages are 7, 4, and a little 16-month-old. And so we've been happy in this industry and just love it. So I've been full-time the whole time, and since we've been together. And you know, when we were looking, we were in between companies. We had to leave a company because of some character issues. I'll just leave it at that. Had a lot of issues. We were making a lot of money when we left that company, but we just couldn't work with them anymore. And so when we were out looking for the next company, we just kept saying, we'll know it when we see it. It has to be different, though. And we didn't know exactly what that was. But we had a long list, and Rick flew out to Utah, like many of you guys have, and texted me and said, this is really different. And I went to look at the website, and I was like, babe, there's nothing about the business here. This isn't like a network marketing company. I don't know where you are, what you're looking at, but there's nothing on here about the business. But I'm going to use that product. That's the first thing I told him. We're going to use the product. Me and the girls and I had gotten on there and looked around, and I was like, oh my gosh, this product sounds fantastic. So no matter what he's out there doing and what who he's talking to, we're going to be buying this product. Made an order before he even got home, and he was like, you should have waited till I signed up. But I was like, I just thought he was looking at a normal company, actually. And so anyhow, he came back, and about 3 months later, I flew out there, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, this is the best thing we've ever looked at. We met all the people at the corporate office, like many of you have, and some of you haven't, but they're like normal, regular people, but they're just like us. They want more. They want more for us. They're so supportive, and we'd never met a team like that. So I have to say that that's one of the things, actually, because I think if you have the right people on the bus, it really does make a huge difference. And that was something that we had been missing for a long time, was the right on the bus with the right corporate people, if that makes sense. And so that was very exciting. Another thing we were really excited about was that we had a broad product line, which I don't know if many of you have been in a company that maybe didn't have a broad product line, maybe it had 1 or 2. We had been involved with some companies like that. And, you know, it just like even Dana said a while ago, you know, there's something for you can always find some product for anybody out of our product line. And so that just made sense. And all the companies that we had seen succeed the way we wanted to succeed and bring a team along to succeed, all those companies are billion-dollar companies, and they have broad product lines. So kind of by the time it was over, we just saw we had it all here, and we were very excited about that. So anyhow, that's a little bit of background on us. I just love this industry. So, but I love it more so being in Modere. We've never been anything like it in 30 years. So, and you, I think, Tracy, you had talked about, kind of getting started, like, how do people get started? And I think when I was listening to Dana, one of the things that I feel really strongly about is just being excited about something. And I think that helps your start no matter what. If you love something or you're excited about something, you're going to talk to people about it. The thing about Modere is it just keeps getting more exciting and more exciting. I know for a couple of you who've been around a little bit, we have had some, we've been in a little bit of mode of trying to make sure we have everything set up the way we need. We've been through a little transition and focus on the last couple of years. But where we are now, I just got back from an advisory council meeting up in Utah, and I've never been more excited about where we are, and I wish I could tell you all the details, but I can't because I signed one of those little pieces of paper that you sign that you can't say exactly all the details. Dang it. And I even called it the wrong name the other day. Rick was like, "What are you talking about?" I said, the little indie something paper, and he was like, oh, whatever. So anyhow, the main thing that is exciting about what we talked about is that we have dialed in some really crazy things and are in the process of getting them finalized and dialed in. Modere is a home for everyone, kind of like Dana said a while ago too. You do have your people. She was tired of, this so-called recruiting thing. And I get that because you kind of come from places, sometimes it's like that. But the flip side of that coin is the people who are out there, hauling dishes around and doing the more direct sales side of things. And I tended to not enjoy that. I like to recruit people. I like to I want their finances to change because I know that changes their lives. And like Dana said, we have a place for everybody and how you want to do that. You can bring them in through introducing them to the product first and then talking to them about the business. Now, I will say when I'm out there talking, kind of like Dana talked about, I like to make sure when I talk to somebody, I have a friend that we just got involved. We've been working on her for 4 years, and crazy ever since we've been here. It's a very good friend of mine, and she was in one other company with me, and she's a teacher, and her cousin I've had as my customer for a solid 1.5 years. She's never missed a liquid biocell order. That's never like, she'll like, whoa, my liquid biocell. So, so that's her cousin. And this is crazy. Y'all just don't, this is only between us and us on this call. You can't tell anybody else. So one of the things, Kathy, my friend who we signed up, she was on it. We were on a Zoom together, and she asked my friend Sonia, who was my customer for 1.5 years. She was like, "Sonia, so why didn't you ever sign up with Michelle and do it as a business?" She said we never really talked about it. And I was like, oh my God, I could feel Rick coming through the wall and from his office into mine. And I was like, I felt like texting her, "Sonia, stop talking. Don't say that anymore." But I honestly, we were in business together before. I just figured she knew it was a business and just assumed. Guys, don't assume people aren't interested in making money. Because as soon as I started talking to her about being one of the 10,000 families making an extra $1,000 a month, and that's one of Modere's goals over the next few years, she was like, that's when she started talking to me about being a teacher. They're both teachers. And she started saying, one of the things I would love that extra money for, now not all of it would go to this why, is because they have to help, they get like $50 a year to fund their classroom. So she literally takes money out of her husband's income and her teaching salary, and she funds her classroom. And she was like, if I could just take that burden out of our month, because she wants her kids to be successful. So of course she's going to get stuff for them, and she's going to use that money to, I was floored, and I had never heard of that. And I guess it's beyond common. And I just had no idea. So anyhow, you just never know. you know, what's going on or what really gets them excited. So just goes to show you that you can really mess up and really not say the right things at the right time, and, you know, not do it all right, and still people will come on board. You know, one thing I like to always say is, almost every day I wake up, I'm like, God, just please put people in my path to talk to and put them on my heart. And those are who I talk to, so that I don't get stressed out about missing anything. You know, I just know that they're going to show up. I'm going to do my job. I'm going to talk to my list. I'm going to follow up, like Dana said earlier, and do all those things. But you know, just, you know, getting people started is just about, for me, being excited about what you're doing. You don't have to know all the details when you first start, although I get it. We need to know some. One of the things I like to do when people get started is only tell them their next step. I don't talk to them about being elite threes or about, you know, the higher ranks. I might go all the way to D1 with someone and just explain that rank, because that is where they start to make $1,000. Also platinums, where they start to make $1,000 too. So that's about as high as I'll go, or, you know, when I'm talking to them. Mostly depending on the person. We do have some other people that every once in a while we might talk to that, you know, want to talk about a little bit more than that. But honest to goodness, just telling them we're trying to help 10,000 families bring an extra $1,000 into their home. You know, that's a big deal. And honestly, that's what I've been telling people here lately. Do you know anyone who needs an extra $1,000? Because the company I work with wants to help 10,000 families earn an extra $1,000 a month. And so that's really been helping. And that is something that I can actually kind of text my customers. You know, I can talk to everybody about that, because I'm not really like Dana even said, something like, you know, I call it puking on people. You know, I'm not puking that on people. I'm just saying, hey, do you know? Hey, do you know anyone? So I don't know if you want details on exactly how we start people, but it's kind of different, a little bit different for everyone as far as what their goals are and, you know, what we want to tell them and stuff like that. One thing I do want to say from that meeting that we were at is, let me just say that if you could just, no matter how long you've been with us, a month or a year or so, or however long, if for the next, you know, 90 days, things are really going to like be set in place and start to show up, I think around May 1st, let's just say that, let's just say May is when some things are going to start to kind of shift. You're going to see some changes that really put extra money into the builders' pockets. We're kind of just rebalancing some stuff. You know, we've seen some things that worked, and then we've seen some things that maybe would not be able to be carried into the future and help us all be successful. So we kind of rebalance the scales a little bit, and it'll be worth every single person that you talk to about this business and also about our products. I feel like whatever you do over the next 90 to 120 days is just going to advance a lot faster than it has in what you've seen, you know, the last 90 days, 120 days, even the last year. I've just been telling people lately, set up, don't let up. This is not the time just to let up at all. That this is actually time to set up and get, like Dana said, you know, talking to people and following up. We call that the funnel. You know, you've heard that probably before. You know, load the funnel. So in the next 90 days and the next few months, when all this stuff starts to really click and really show up in people's paychecks and everything really starts to like notch up in every area of our company, you're going to be glad that you loaded that funnel up, because they don't all come out at once. You're going to have some people still swirl around in there like we did for 4 years and finally come up. So we just like to tell people, just keep your funnels loaded. And I like to just also emphasize to people to not, a lot of times when you feel like something's coming, you just don't want to get in that place where you, pardon me, where you feel like you're going to lose out, if that makes sense. I feel like everybody on this phone call, you're all unique. You're all, you know, you all are going to be in different groups of people. You're all going to have influence with different people and different, some of you are teachers, some of you are stay-at-home moms, whatever it is, stay-at-home dads, or I don't know what I see a couple men, sorry. Whatever you are, you're just around a lot of different people. And just to realize that you're going to get, if you do every single day, all you can do, you're going to end up with the team that you're supposed to have, and nobody else can get that team as long as you're doing what you can do. So sometimes I feel like people, will wake up in the morning and they're so worried about what they're going to miss that they don't get done what they need to get done just that day. The next thing feels harder when you feel like you're, it kind of, I don't know if that makes sense to everybody, but I've talked to a few people lately and they're just like, I don't know if I'm doing enough, or I've got enough to do this, or whatever's going on with them. And I'm just like, listen, just talk to people however you usually talk to them, whether that's when you're walking at the dog park or you're on Facebook doing ATM, at church, wherever you feel like you would normally talk to people, how you would normally talk to them, how you would normally have relationships with people. Just let this business flow through your life. Don't let it like overwhelm your life or be like a big wave crashing over you. Get on top of it by getting your head around the fact that you are going to get the team that you're supposed to get. You're not behind. It hasn't, the wheels haven't even left the runway yet, for anybody. There's plenty of time to get together what you need to get together, and don't compare, I guess, is the main thing. You have a good group of people here, and I don't see a lot of that kind of going on hardly with anybody, but every once in a while, we're humans. We're going to look over the fence and that grass is going to look greener, and you just need to get your nose, if you want to look over there and ask them what they're doing so you can take it back into your yard and see if it'll work for your yard and make your flowers prettier and your bushes kind of cool looking and your yard mowed right or whatever, you can do that. Or you want to maybe, whatever that is, but just don't bring anything back onto your side that you can't really utilize, because it's not you. You got to be you, most of all, to do this business, and especially in Modere. It's probably the first company I've ever worked with where everybody literally can stay themselves, be themselves, and it's okay. It's okay how you dress. It's okay what hair color you have. It's okay wherever you are right now is okay. And if you just kind of go from that place, you're going to be, oh my gosh, that's so cute, that little baby. And so just that's just one of the main things that I feel like as you're doing this business and working is just kind of keep your head on right. Stay plugged in, keep plugged in on the days that you are fired up. You need to be on there so you fire up some other people. On the days you're not fired up, get on there anyway, because that's what'll fire you up and keep you, it'll help you to call the next person. That's what Rick and I always say. Every once in a while, we have those days, we're kind of done. Everybody has stuff going on in their lives and different things are happening. And, what we'll wait for is not wait for, but we'll just kind of be like, as soon as we hear something good from somebody, or we see something good on Facebook and somebody's recruited somebody, or they're excited they got a new customer, or they made gold, or they made bronze, whatever it is, that's when we'll pick up the phone and call somebody, because we've got a little energy to do that. But you also, when you've got that energy, you can spread it to somebody else. So I don't know what else to say.
I love it. I mean, Michelle, you just threw in so many great little things, and I was taking notes like crazy. I'm sure everybody was. I have all these quotes that I want to remember. Really good stuff.
Rick knows exactly what he's going to say. I don't ever know what I'm going to say. So.
Well, it all came out very well. Yeah, I love it.
Be encouraged. The next few months are going to be crazy. Do whatever you can. Talk to whoever you can. If you haven't made your list, like Dana said, I love some of the stuff Dana said. I was just like, oh my gosh, she's hadn't even been doing this long and she's already got it down. So, the main thing, make your list, really make a list and just call them, contact them, get those people to where they know what you're doing. Because I think over the next year and a half, people are going to be, looking for people who are in Modere. And if they're going to remember you're the one who talked about it, or you're the one who they saw talking about something on Facebook, or had already messaged them, or, that kind of stuff. So just get ready.
Yeah.
It's really exciting.
That's exciting. That is really exciting. Yeah. Set up, you guys. I hope everybody wrote that down. All right. Load your funnel. So, Michelle, thank you again for getting on. You're welcome to stay for the rest of the call, or if you have other things you need to do, we won't be offended if you have to leave, whatever.
Oh, no, I'd love to hear it.
Okay.
I'll stay on.
Thank you so much.
Bye, guys.
So next up, you guys, we have a few of our D2s and D3s, and Janine and myself, we're each going to share a little tip with you about what we feel is one of the most important things about getting started. So we're going to start with Kate Dressel. So Kate, where are you, Kate? Are you there? Did we lose her? All right, so we're gonna, well, hopefully Kate will get back, but we will go on to Ashley Roy then. So Ashley, she's a D3 from, I think a Platinum 1 D3, right? Okay, yeah, from Saskatchewan. So go ahead, Ashley, share with us what you feel like is one of the most important things we can do to get people started.
Okay, hi everyone. I always have to follow these like super strong people. Michelle just, okay, so my tip, I had a lot of recruits this month, and my biggest tip for them is our groups. Okay, our groups are huge. We have Everyday Living, we have One Voice, we have Social Retail Live, we have these groups, and they're just, they're so important. You need to follow them. Just get in the groups, follow. When you get a notification, go and read it. People don't just post in there just because. We're posting in there to help you guys and to give you information. So this is a major, major deal. So in our Everyday Living group, Kristen did a post, and it's called Get Shifting. It is in our albums, the photo albums. It's called Get Shifting. Write this down if you haven't seen this yet. This is absolutely every single thing you need to do to get started. So the first thing is our MOGO list. This is huge. This is, it's broken down into everything you need to know to start. Print it off. Like, I'm not kidding you. Print it off and write it down. I know everyone's so used to iPhones and this and that, but if you print it off, it's just gonna be so much easier for you. This will get you into profit mode, just bang, I guarantee it. This is a major, major deal. Kristen spent a lot of time, Kristen and other people spent a lot of time doing this MOGO list for our new people, and it's super important. It will give you absolutely everything you need. So it breaks it down into pictures, and you just click on the picture and it'll break it down into what that picture means and what you need to do step by step, basically. So I'm not even sure how many there is. There's quite a few, but you can kind of start. There's like starting with your success wheel in your back office. Do that. That's just going to get you rolling. That's just going to get you knowing what you're supposed to kind of start with. Know your website. I know us being in Canada, we have a few extra websites, but knowing them, knowing what each of them do, knowing what each of them are for is huge. You don't want to send your customers, your prospects, to a wrong website. So knowing your website is like one of the major things. There's modare.ca, there's our global shop, there's our shifting retail, or Canada enrollment. I don't even know. Our Canada enrollment is for Canadians to enroll. Our shifting retail is if you have an American friend that you want to enroll. So we do have a lot of websites. So the better you know them, the better you know what each of them do. And we have our back office, right? So the better you know them, the better you know what they need to do, the better you're going to understand and be able to tell your customers and your prospects where they need to go. That's just a major, I was going to point on this later, but you don't need to know everything. You don't, that's what we're all here for. That's what, your upline. That was my next point. Know your upline. Know the couple, people above you. This is absolutely super important, because you can't, sometimes your direct upline is not available, but our upline, I know, like my upline is so knowledgeable. I would never get anywhere without them, I swear. Like, they're amazing. So know your upline and know who you need to go to, or who you can go to, I mean, if you have questions about anything, because everyone is, like I said, everyone is so knowledgeable. And these right here, these Zooms, these training calls are huge, okay? These are huge. Make sure you're getting on them. We don't do these for us most of the time. We do them for you. So if you can get on, if you can take the time, take the half an hour, take the hour, jump on, watch, write down a few notes, you're going to be so much farther ahead than somebody who doesn't have the time to do it. Know your why. I'm just going to go through this really fast. I know I'm out of time. Make your list of your people. Start posting right away. You don't need to know everything. Like I said, just start your posting right away. You don't need to know what every product is, what every product does. Just start with your few that you love. Be authentic, be real about it. People are just going to gravitate to that. And just do your daily bit, stay consistent, and yeah, that's basically what I tell my new girls, or my new people. Just get on it and get doing it. Don't wait. Don't hem and haw. You don't need to know everything. Just get on it, start doing it, and people are going to gravitate. So I know I went over my minute or 2 minutes. Sorry.
Yeah, thanks, Ashley. We've got a few other people that need to get on, so I'm going to cut you off there. Thank you. There's so much content, you guys, out there. I think the most important thing that she said right there, the big takeaway for me, was that if you know where that album is on the Everyday Clean Living page, and if you print up the MOGO list, you don't need to worry about all the content, because if you're looking for something, you can find it on there. So make sure you have those resources. So Kate, I see you're on. Do you want to jump on real quick and tell us what your quick tip is for everybody for getting started?
Hi, sorry. Farm Vision. You don't really get the best internet, so sometimes she quits on you. So I'm on my phone now. Okay. So my biggest tip for anybody who's new coming into this business is to really think about your friendships and developing your friendships with as many people as possible. If you treat this in a friendship way, your success is going to be so much greater than if you approach people in a business aspect, right? If you just send them a message, asking them how their day is, they're going to be much more likely to respond and engage in a conversation. And, as you're asking and you're talking, you're going to learn things about them that maybe then you can offer a product or something to them. But don't make it about, first off, pitching them sales or things like that. Every day I add 5 new people that I don't know on Facebook. I know some people might be weirded out by that, but trust me, most people are getting pretty comfortable with the fact of random people just adding them. Okay, I do that every day. I also make sure that I always say happy birthday to anybody that has a birthday that day, and sometimes I even sing it to them in a messenger. Whatever I can do to build that friendship status with them, and because friends are more likely to buy from you, right? When you built that trust with them and you built that friendship, you're going to see it just blossom your business. It's just absolutely incredible when you make friends, and I join lots of different groups of interest for myself. I'm in horse groups and dog groups, and you can tell I'm a pit bull lover, so I'm in those pit bull groups, and just absolutely anything that interests me, those are the groups I join. And I engage in conversation in those groups with people, and then after a few messages back and forth, I add them to Facebook, and 99% of the time those people always accept, because you've already started that little bit of a friendship with them, right? And the more you use your messenger the more you're going to build that Facebook algorithm. And if you don't know what Facebook algorithm is, you're going to want to start to learn and study it, because it's going to be so huge for your business. Like, if you're not understanding it, it's quite, it's a huge thing. I'm trying to think of any other little nuggets of information that is
I think that's great, Kate. Thank you so much. Yeah, just using social media. She's great at it. By the way, Ashley was the #1 recruiter last month for Olive Modere, and Kate was the #3 recruiter for Olive Modere. So these girls know what they're talking about, right? Isn't that fantastic? Yeah, so thank you for that. So next we have Kristen Bevins, and she is a Platinum D3, also from Alberta, Canada. So go ahead, Kristen, what do you want to share with us for a tip?
Hey guys, can you hear me? I have my headphones in, so I'm trying something different. Okay, awesome. So my tip is to get into activity mode, like Ashley said before. Some people are so worried, like we have all these awesome resources for you to refer back to, because you do not need to be an expert right out the gate, okay? This is like starting a new job. There's going to be a learning curve, but the beauty of working here is that you earn as you learn these things. So some people, they're so focused on like learn all the things, like I need to do this before I can do this, I need to learn this before I can do this, that we kind of get like paralysis by analysis, and then you're just stuck, you're not excited, and you're just not doing your thing, okay? So like I said, you just want to jump in, you want to get started right out the gate, and the faster that you jump in and start learning these things, the more wisdom you're going to learn along the way. You're going to get better at it faster. You're going to watch others do it and learn from them. You're going to gain confidence by doing the things, okay? Not just by reading the things, by doing the things. And then, I don't know, it's like Nike, just do it, okay? Because you're going to have those doubts. You're going to have those fears, but you just need to move past those and freaking do it. Just get started. Sorry, there's little people in the background. But like the hardest part is getting started, you guys. And you already did that. You already took the leap. You obviously have faith in this company or your sponsor or the products because you're here. So just get to work, okay? Don't wait until you have your products, until you have your own personal story. Start sharing testimonials. You want to beat the box and get excited. So you're creating that curiosity, creating that momentum before you even get your freaking kit, okay? Then you can jump on live, you can do like an unboxing, and then you have all these people already curious about what you're up to that you can follow up with, right? So our job is basically just get excited, tell someone about it, and follow up, right? Like that's all we're doing. We're just telling people about Modere. What, baby? Yeah, okay, shh, mommy's almost done, okay? So yeah, that's pretty much it, you guys. Just jump in, get started.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Kristen. So next up, we have Janine Sklaruk. She's a Platinum 1 Elite 2. Platinum 2 Elite 2. Platinum 1 Elite 2.
I don't even know. I get confused all the time, too, every time I have to say that. Anyways, guys, I want to say my one tip for especially the brand new people, or even anybody that's ready to kind of restart their business, is be 100% coachable. So I got started in this industry just 4 years ago on April 21st. I knew nothing. I was a traditional business owner. I knew nothing about network marketing. I was the biggest skeptic you can imagine. But all I did to find success very, very quickly was ask Tracy Anderson every single day, what do I do now? And she would tell me, she would give me activities to do, and I would literally go out and do them, you guys. I did not question Tracy. I didn't question the company. I didn't question what they were asking me to do. I was seriously 100% coachable. And the people that have been successful in this business that I've seen are the ones who are coachable. They don't ask me why. They just go out and do what we suggest that they go and do. So you guys, the things that you heard from Ashley and Kate and Kristen, those are the things that we're asking you to do. And we know that those things work because multiple people, Tracy Anderson, myself, Michelle Teague, Anna Woodward, all the D3s, all the D2s, all the D1s, guys, these are the people who are coachable and didn't question the system. So if I can wrap up with one other simple, really quick tip is, guys, he who starts the most conversations wins. End of story. So you need to talk to as many people as you possibly can. That's it, Tracy.
Perfect, Janine. Thank you so much. Yeah, so my quick tip for you, it's been covered in this already, but the MOGO list, if you print that out on page 3, there's a list with a key. If you guys haven't filled this out yet, do that. There's a key at the bottom of the list. We're going to have an updated version of this under files on Everyday Clean Living tonight, all right? The key that goes with this is a way of identifying people on your list by certain needs, all right? So, like for instance, are they environmentally conscious? Are they a health and fitness fanatic? Are they an animal lover? And so on and so forth, okay? And then also under files is a conversation starter list. So print that out. It correlates to the key on this list, all right? So for somebody who, for instance, has joint discomfort, or somebody who has previous MLM experience, there's examples of conversation starters that you can use to start talking to people. Like Janine said, the person who starts the most conversations wins. So utilize those resources, find those, and print them out, all right? And if you're brand new, go over this and with your upline mentor and director and have them help you get into your list and those first few people. And one of the things I learned from Rick Teague, and Michelle will probably agree with this, one of the things he said he does is when he first enrolls somebody, so if you're brand new, think about this, or if you've just enrolled somebody, think about this. Who are the very first 3 people they thought of? I mean, they've probably already talked to somebody before they actually enrolled and went online and enrolled. They probably already felt out a few people or thought of somebody right off the bat. So before they even start writing their list, ask them those names and and get them on the phone or start a conversation with those people, okay? And you might get 3 people on their team right off the bat, on the day that they enroll. So that's a thought. So thank you guys for sharing your tips. I just want to go over recognition real quick, and then we're going to have Anna Woodward close this out with her final words of wisdom. She's always so great at. So you guys, we had tons of recruiting last month. Obviously, we had a great incentive, but even before they announced that incentive, we had tons of growth, and for February also. But I'm going to talk about just kind of our March recruiters. So the top recruiters were Ashley Roy, Kate Dressel, Christy Feisen, and Holly Hervey. Okay, those were the first, second, third, and fourth place people. And then a whole bunch of people tied for 5th place. We had Kim Beauchamp, Christina Yun Lee, Laura Nittig, Becky Hunter, Jana Nilsson, Christy Hardman, Nikki Perry, Margot O'Connor. So congratulations to all of you for your outstanding recruiting efforts. And then we had many, many, many more people who recruited last month as well, but those were the top ones. And then also I want to commend all of those that did a lot of customer recruiting last month or built their customer pods up. So number 1 on that list is, again, Barb Mikulski. 5,628 customer pod points at the end of last month. Congratulations, Barb. Jewel Hancock was 2nd. Then we had Cindy Wilton, then Lizzie Parsons, Allison Roberts, Paul Rempel. Paul's on here. I saw him. Congratulations, Paul. And Paul's brand new. He has a huge customer pod. And then Janine Sklaruk, so leading from the front. There we go. And then also Ashley Roy, Carrie Beauchamp, Kate Dressel, Jessica Venjuit, Terry Lee Mooney, Brett Budge, and Danielle Pearson also did extremely well in their customer pods. I can't list everybody, but those are the top, I think, 15. So thanks, you guys, for all your efforts, and congratulations for those outstanding numbers. So Anna, I'm going to turn it over to you to close this out for us tonight with your outstanding words of wisdom.
Wow, I don't know how I've gotten this this reputation for outstanding words of wisdom, but hey, I'll take it. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I need all the recognition I can get. Sometimes you don't get it at home, right, Michelle? Anyway, congratulations, everybody. And just want to share with you how excited I am when I wish I could talk with each one of you individually. You'll see on my Facebook page and in the Dream Team, I did a recognition for this team. Obviously, I can't put every single picture in there, but boy, I'm getting to know you individually through, you know, just what I see happening and what your accomplishments are. And recognition is a huge part of what we do. I just can't stress it enough. And Tracy and I had a little talk today, just I guess our texting talk, and I just encouraged her. I said, don't keep all this good news in your team page. Like, you have to get it out for people to see. Otherwise, people think, oh, Modere, yeah, it's kind of quiet over there, because the people watching aren't in your team groups, right? So, you know, don't blow up your page constantly, but I always think after a month then recognition and, you know, having someone else brag on you. Don't brag on yourself. Have somebody else brag on you. And if you need to poke me or Tracy or Janine or one of us to say, hey, I want to be recognized on my page, we'll do it. That's what we're here to do. But we sometimes get thick in the head, and we need you to tell us, because I think it's huge for people to see other people recognizing you for, you know, just doing amazing things with your business and your life. So the last 2 months, I understand this business center. So I think of this as a team, but I also talk in terms of business centers. This is a leadership group, I think. So as you are growing, I want you to think about your business centers you're developing in your team. There's 156 new starts between February and March. That's terrific. That's really, really a great trend. And I want to share with you that also you had double-digit growth last month in organizational volume. And I just ran some numbers when I was getting ready to get on tonight. And it's only the third of the month, but we're already up as a team 14%. And you may be a little higher than that. Again, very early in the month, but I track those kind of early indicators because it gives me Jack, and I want you to know so you can build off that. Let's see, Dana, you did a great job. You did an awesome job talking tonight and sharing. So I can, someone's got a noisy microphone. I can relate to you so much, but my challenge as a mom, why I appreciate my Modere business and the time that I have put into building an organization and a great pathway to work from home or to have a plan B. I mean, Paul, I always talk to the guys about plan B or being able to design your own life. But, you know, I hear you so much. And if I mean, I must have had a crystal ball years ago, kind of like Michelle, wanting Rick home, because I'm telling you that the amount of, I bleed money. Like, I mean, right now it's insane. I have an 18-year-old who's finishing high school, just starting college, and he's a baseball player. And then I have a 16-year-old, and he's a handful. I don't know how else to say it. He is a massive handful. And that means, like, not just, you know, my time and energy. I couldn't possibly hold a job down, but the expenses. And then my daughter, you talk about orthodontics, you talk about driving lessons, cars, trips to Europe for education, sports, select fees. I mean, it's nonstop around here. And I just don't see any end in sight until we can boot the oldest one out and then slowly work on number 2 and number 3. So my point is this. You know, in every stage and every level, there's a devil. And if you're starting with young kids, you have no idea the gift that you have the ability to create for your family. And I know we call it diaper dollars, and its ability to stay home. And I love, I'm stealing that, Michelle. 10,000 families, $1,000 a month. I'm stealing that. I'm going to take that. That's huge. But what about $10,000 a month? You have no idea what can happen to your business if you look at the horizon over the next 5 to 10 years. And I share that because I've lived it 3 times now, and as Michelle has, and I've seen this business move in waves and ebbs and flows. And this group has so much potential. There's already so much business center built underneath so many of you with your customer base. And so, you know, now we're going to be talking a lot more in this next month about continuing to grow new starts, bring new social marketers on board, start them quickly, keep it simple, and really drive the incentives to fast track and all that kind of great stuff. So one of the easiest ways to build this business, I'm going to give you my secret. This is secret stuff. One of the easiest ways to build this business is get people to the main event. And the main event is this month in Vancouver, British Columbia, if you are in Canada. And if you can't make Canada, then come to Orlando in May. So I'll be at both. And like I said, it's been the easiest. Look, I've heard from all the 7-figure earners over the years, all they've said is get cheeks in seats at the main event. Get cheeks in seats. If all you are is the Don King promoter of Vancouver, British Columbia, you're going to grow your net worth. There's no doubt about it, because the people who go to that event, even if you don't really know, they're going to get so jacked. They're going to get infused with belief, with conviction, oftentimes with their own renewed vision or first time vision. For instance, like there's a lot of people on this Zoom right now who've never reached executive level income in a company. Well, don't you think it's your turn? I think it's your turn. I know it's your turn, but I also know part of that equation is getting that infusion, that moment where you go, I'm fed up. I want to be in the front row. I want that leadership check. I want to be able to get, a comma, 5 digits, 6 digits. I'm ready. Those things happen when we're together collectively, and it happens at these events. I don't know why. I didn't make it up, but I've lived it. I've seen it. Every time I've gone into a conference, I've had 2 rules. Number 1, go in at the highest level possible. Like push, like we can, push month end like you did yesterday. Push between now and the time you leave for conference. Push, because then we're going to recognize first time achievers. So if you've never earned platinum, get to platinum, and maybe you'll go across the stage, right? Also, like I said, the easiest thing I've ever learned in the business is to let someone else do the work for you. Let the event carry the weight, the hope, the excitement, the passion. This company does a tremendous job. Now I know it's a time commitment. I know it's a investment, but if you're a business owner, guess what? Sometimes you got to invest in your infrastructure of your team. You got to invest in new people coming on board. You got to invest in yourself. And, we can turn that into 10-fold income if you trust me and Michelle and know that you just look to marry those, 2 or 3 events annually and work around the country where you have team. If it's just Canada, fine. If you have some in the US, then you may have to go back and forth. But bridge that together and teach your team the event culture, because it's the teams that do that explode. I want to just mention that we're going to do, on the Friday the 27th in Vancouver, there's a training for, looks like leadership training, and then a dinner. So it starts in the afternoon, and there's a dinner, then general session that night, Friday night. And by the way, Vancouver is gorgeous. It is one of the cleanest, prettiest cities. And you're right, there's great food and drink everywhere. And then on Saturday, starts at 9 in the morning. General session goes till 4. And then I'm hosting a party. Some of you on this line, in fact, quite a few, you'll be getting an invitation here in the next 5 days or so to a party that I'm hosting. You've earned your way there by being platinum or above in February or March, or Director 1 and above in February or March. And we're going to combine the platinum party and the Director 1 and above gifting suite for probably about 6 o'clock in my suite on the Saturday night before the black and white party. So I don't know what's not to love. Like, we're going to party. We're going to build upon our success. And we're going to further this mission of helping 10,000 families earn $1,000 a month. You guys, there's no like smoking gun or really, really big, deep, dark secret. You help enough people get what they want, and you can have a life of whatever you choose. And that really is the bottom line. And I just have never been able to be the only conduit for somebody. It's really these events that take it for someone's head to their heart to their gut. And when that happens, and we cry together and we learn together and we share and we celebrate, you're going to be bonded. And I want to share one example just before I close off, because I know we're over, but one of the leaders on my organization that I think about this team as a young version. You're a young version of Lisa Cox's group. And I don't know if you guys, you're voyeurs on Facebook. I'm kind of voyeur sometimes. I like to see what people are doing. And Lisa Cox is one of my favorite people. And she has a group of about 12, maybe 8 elites. And again, they're just a little more mature version of this organization, but they play together. They are so committed. They've gone through life together. They've gone through losses together. They've gone through lawsuits together. They've gone through celebration together, and they are the untouchables. I'm going to nickname that group the untouchables. And it's because they know that that's how you create that forever cohesion. And if we can look to them as a great example, continue doing what you're doing here, but build upon it and show it off, you're going to attract more people who want what you have. You want to be the untouchables, and you want to be the team that's screaming success all across Canada and in the United States. But people are going to say, forget about Modera. I just want to be in that team. I mean, I don't know if you guys know the power of that. That is something I've always preached about. Like, it's not just Modere, it's the power of being a part of this type of a mastermind, this type of a group of just powerhouses. So I brag about you. I want to put you out there more and show you off. And I think, you know, we should consider that as, you know, number one recruiting tool is, you know, join you guys. So anyway, just take all that to heart and use what you can use. I'm looking forward to seeing you in Canada. It's my backyard, but then I turn around a week later and I fly back down to Orlando. So then I fly back down 2 weeks later to a high school graduation. So I'm racking up the air miles right now. And you know what? There's no place I'd rather be. And I know this is the time for Modere. This is the time to not question, you know, pull another credit card out if you need to pull another credit card out to get that air ticket. Get to the events and get as many cheeks and seats and watch what happens as we round the corner into summer. So love you guys. Thank you very much.
Thanks, everybody, and we'll see you all next Tuesday. Thanks, Michelle. Thanks, Dina.
Thank you, Michelle.